Proof of Infinite Energy by Ramkrishna Das. In Sanskrit, infinity is termed as ananta. Ananta is something without any limit. Ananta or infinity can also be understood as something without any beginning or end. In other words, infinity has no initial end and no final end. Therefore, infinity in Hindi is called anaadi and ananta. Anant is synonymous with Sanskrit term puurna, means full and complete. There is a phonetically similar term apeiron in Greek that stands for potentially unlimited or indefinite. A specific beauty of the concept of puurna is such that even if a puurna is subtracted from puurna or puurna taken out of puurna, the remainder is but an unreduced puurna itself. In Sanskrit, it is defined as puurnasya puurnam aadaaya puurnam eva avashishyate. Puurnasya puurnamaadaya puurnameva avashishyate. It is an introductory statement of all prominent, authentic and ancient upanishads. Following the same ideology, a practical statement may be made: infinity is an omnipresent and all-pervading one single entity. If there are many infinities, where is the room for placing more than one such infinity? This statement is inspired by Swami Vivekananda. Possibility of multiple infinities defies the basic requirements of infinity, which is not a finite or limited entity. Infinity envelops everything that is really possible. Mooting on zero and infinity to infinite energy. Zero, an equivalent to Sanskrit shunya or total emptiness, is a number. Numbers and alphabets are man-made artificial tools for communication. Numbers and alphabets do not exist in reality like any natural or practical object. The concept of zero, just as a number, does exist in reality. It is such a small number, or the smallest possible quantity, that it is equal to nothing. Zero is an imaginary concept. In reality, zero content does not exist. The zero is a no entity. The zero is without a true existence. There is no true zero. Zero is like a pure untruth. Zero is a greatly useful tool for arithmetic operations. Zero is an absolute nothingness, complete absence of something like absolute vacuum. Vacuum is a concept where none of the fields like electric field, magnetic field, gravitational field, nuclear field or weak field is traceable. Vacuum is absolutely free from energy. Vacuum does not contain any object too. No particle is traceable there. Any energy is directly related to heat and temperature. Absolute zero, that is minus 273 degrees Celsius, or the temperature 0 degree Kelvin, is practically beyond the reach of any system or anybody. Similarly, the physical reality of a zero, that is containing nothing, is next to impossible. Ramkrishna Das thinks, as there exists no real zero, therefore it is not possible reaching the temperature that is absolutely 0 degree Kelvin or minus 273 degree Celsius. Moreover, no countries other than India had the symbol of zero and application of zero before it went to the West as the Arabic numerals, who took it from India. The first known English use of zero was in 1598. Pingala, an Indian scholar, used the term shunya around 2nd century BC to refer zero. The specific application of zero is available in the works of Jain text around 458 AD, Aryabhatta around 498 AD, and Brahmagupta around 628 AD. As zero exists in mathematics and arithmetic, so there exists infinity because of pure mathematical reasons or mathematical concepts. It is so because any number divided by zero becomes equal to infinity, provided that the numerator is not a zero. Now, some pertinent questions arise. Is infinity an imaginary entity or a reality? Does infinity exist? Ramkrishna Das thinks that the answer is yes. The counter question is, if it is so, then how is it so? What is the proof? The proof is given now. Logic number 1. Infinity adheres and comprises everything possible in it, or infinity is one with everything that exists. Therefore, infinity is not just a number, infinity is a natural reality. Logic number 2. Infinity as a perceivable mathematical number does exist. Any number divided by zero is infinity. Logic number 3. A part of infinity is a reality, for it exists, and thus there is a possibility of an infinity. Even though the zero is not a reality, but infinity becomes a reality because of the existence of it as a part of infinity. Anything that exists is a part of infinity. Anything that does not exist cannot be a part of infinity. True inexistence is not a part of infinity. True nothing does not exist like zero. Logic number 4. If there is no infinity in reality, And if infinity is just an imagination, why is it used as a mathematical tool in calculus for reaching optimal results and other branches of science and philosophy? Mathematics is a highly developed sequence of logic, similar to a catalyst of chemical reactions. Mathematics and numbers are meant for understanding nature and its functions. Nature rules mathematics, but mathematics cannot rule nature, for it is a man-made artificial concept. Sridhar Swami defines samyak khyayate iti sankhya. Sankhya is number. Khya means understanding, perceiving. For example, akhya, vyakhya, sankhya, sankhya darshan, khyati, akhyati, sukhyati, kukhyati, kukhyata, vikhyata. Logic number 5. As there cannot exist more than one infinity, therefore there is a sure possibility of at least one infinity. Logic number 6. Experimental observations prove that all the galaxies are receding away from each other and their speed is increasing with distance and time. If there is an end, all these galaxies would stop at the boundary. As such, there is no boundary, thus there is a possibility of infinity. Doppler redshift indicates rapid expansion of the universe. All the galaxies are non-stationary in the infinite space and always in the state of movement. Logic number 7. It is important to note here that the space is a space that comprises room, and it is not linear. It is curvilinear. Therefore, we do not know whether the galaxies are actually going away from each other or not. The concept of curved space suggests endlessness. When one reflects on the journey along the periphery of a circle to predict the existence of infinite universes. Logic number 8. Concept of entropy is related to the loss of unavailable energy and spontaneous tendency of a system to be in chaos and disorder, that is, irreversibility. Entropy also leads us to think of ever expansion of the galaxies and universe. For there is an automatic tendency of any system to acquire a stable state by lowering its energy content or by acquiring the state of dynamic or static equilibrium. Hopefully the galaxies create cooler ambience by moving apart from each other and hence more stable state. The very happening indicates endless expansion of universe or spreading in the space, which evidently supports the possibility of infinity. Logic number 9. Time, an integral part of infinity, has neither any beginning and nor any end. Thus time itself is infinity incorporated. Logic number 10. Space and time become inseparable entities whenever the concept of movement comes into picture. Nothing is stationary in the entire universe. Theoretically, rather mathematically, the space and time are intimately connected to each other. In day-to-day life, as such, we don't notice that space and time are connected or dependent on each other. Singular existence of space without time is an impossible concept. Therefore, there arose the idea of space-time continuum, introduced by Albert Einstein. Virtually they are one entity with different qualities. Infinite time indicates existence of infinite space. No part of space ever reaches the temperature 0 degree Kelvin to be completely free from energy. Therefore, space-time cannot be absolutely bereft of fields and thus energy. Special theory of relativity supports the concept because of the evidence of length contraction and time dilation. Because of the infiniteness of time and space, there arises a sure possibility of infinite field and infinite energy. Logic number 11. Because of the infiniteness of space and time, energy becomes infinity. As a result, we see that infinite energy exists and it is a reality. Only problem is that infinite energy is not localized anywhere, but it is spread all over the infinite space and time. Space-time is all-pervasive, so is field and energy. There is no room or point where there is no space or no time, no field, and thus there is not any real entity with no energy except any hypothetical entity. Energy is spread everywhere in the infinite universe. Therefore, energy is also infinite by measure and it is omnipresent. While formulating the first law of thermodynamics in 1870s, that is, energy neither can be created nor can be destroyed, but can be transformed from one form to another, most probably the concept of infinite and its significance was not taken into account at that time. Tesla, who talked about infinite energy, left no documentary proof in favor of his hypothesis. Tesla happened to have interactions with Swami Vivekananda. The latter was up to date with the contemporary developments of mathematics and physics too. Logic number 12. Infinity encompasses everything existent and something that is apparently inexistent, that is unperceivable by the sense organs such as mind in general. Infinity is occupied by everything that exists, whatever subtle it be. Infinity pervades and overlaps everything. Anything taken out of infinity or added to infinity within certain limit, the sum total remains infinity. It is like the concept of logic gates of digital electronics and basic computer science. The operations of the logic gate are like and, or, in which 0 and 1 resemble with high and low states that define the functional operations of computing. In its operations, 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 is equal to 1, 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. Refer the basic theories of digital electronics. Logic number 13. Infinity is wholesome, complete, full, endless, everlasting, eternal, limitless, etc. If there is infinite energy, the very system of infinite energy remains same, unaltered in all situations, when totality is taken into picture. When any amount of energy is added to it, subtracted from it, multiplied with it, or divided by any external or internal agent. Thus, it is immaterial whether energy is created, destroyed, or transformed. The total energy remains same, and that is infinite energy. Logic number 14. Space and time already always exist everywhere. So is energy. Space and time cannot be created but can be demarcated. A limited space can be created by shaping an object in a general empty space or by removing some objects from a place. The same technique is not applicable for time. Time is beyond any alteration. But by using contraptions and by contriving some techniques, we can produce and use some energies of various nature. Logic number 15. There is no one particular center of infinity. Every point is a center of infinity, and from every point one can see and feel the infinity. We do not know anything for sure about God, but at least many things, many features, many aspects, many dimensions, content, many properties, nature, etc. of infinity, which are thinkable, tangible, experienceable, interpretable, visible, imaginable. In bracket, imagination is a creation of human or animal mind, which is being a part of a body, resides in the enclosure of the infinity. Infinity is sometimes noticeable, sometimes unnoticeable. The imagination I talk here, whose content has no real existence. Logic number 16. Life is a beautiful and practical concept whose secret is still not known to us. Life comes from life. Life is transferred into a life to form a distinct life, which happens through the process of pregnancy, formation of an embryo, ... resulting into birth of an infant. The life in a tiny seed form transforms into the source of many life forms, a collection of cells, be it an infant, to a well-built youth, or a sapling to a big banyan tree. This is but growth, amplification or enlargement of life. Because of the transfer of life, original amount of life neither decreases nor increases. Using certain method and technology, as life is created from life, energy may be created, rather amplified, enlarged, without causing any problem to original input energy. This is possible only when we are considering about infinite energy, where addition or deletion of energy makes no difference to infinite energy or to the infinity. This sort of view inspires and encourages the researcher to think about the possibility of perpetual motion. Some semi-perpetual motion machines are subatomic particles and heavenly bodies. This is how Ramkrishna Das visualizes the possibility of infinite energy and a perpetual source of energy.